Boom. We are live, baby, live. Sorry, a little bit of technical difficulties going on here with us today, Max. But not the first time, but maybe the last, as we just have a few shows left, my guy. We have Final Four action, but before that, we got Fresno Coastal today here on this April 1st, April Fool's Day. I gotta say it's been a long year, but I've had a good year running college basketball with you. I know at this time of year we've been running on fumes, and I've been really trying to gear up for baseball. But man, you couldn't make out a better Final Four than we got. We're gonna get to those in just a minute and break all those down. But first, how are you doing today? Before I get to the chat, how you feeling? Tell me you're doing all right. I know Xavier won. I know that under didn't come through, but big second half by them. A&M first half. Multiple ways to bet that game. That's why I kind of stand alone. My prop came in, which was solid with Jackson, and what a shot there. I wanted you to win the game. So what do you and what a miss, real quick. That almost went down to win the game for A&M. But how you feeling? Sorry, I'm yakking my ass off here to start the show. Take it away.
Yeah, that's fine. You can yak your ass off all you want, Connor. Obviously the Xavier game with the first half under was not good, but being able to get on Texas A&M first half, being able to get on Xavier full game, and then having the full game money line, just added to it. It was very nice. I did end up getting on a live team total at 68.5. Shout out to Polly Walnuts. And it was a good entertaining basketball game, even with Adam Kunkel being scoreless for I don't know how long of that game. So I think that this is the kind of basketball that you want to watch. Very carefree, very stressless, no pressure on you. And all you got to do is go out and do what you've been doing since you were a child. So I'm excited that much more for tonight's game because of what we saw last night in the NIT. And even though it does have the potential to be a blowout and to be a real ugly shooting fest, Fresno has scored 67 or more in the three games in this tournament so far. So it'll be interesting to see what they can do offensively tonight versus Coastal.
Yeah, let's get to that game in just one sec. But yeah, I'm very interested to see what we're going to get out of Fresno as well, Max. Um, but I think this is kind of the perfect team here with Coastal to get to back to a Fresno game, and they're on the road. Kind of the slower. But maybe I'm wrong. All the money here, the tickets and the money on this game are on the over, and it hasn't budged, Max. We are. I mean, it's moved a half a point in some places, and obviously Fresno's 3-point favorites. I got to give Coastal a little bit of credit. I mean, obviously the conference they play in is not as good as Fresno, with the Mountain West, but they had some good early victories going through their schedule and running through all the numbers today. But let's get to it. Break it down here. Fresno's a 3-point favorite versus Coastal. We're right here at the Basketball Classic Championship game here, April 1st. Tell me what you like. Rip through it. You on mute?
And there we go on April Fool's Day. I'm looking the fool. So I got no problem with that. I don't really care. It's all good to me. And listen, I think that with this game, is it not the more pleasant way to start it by thinking about it like this? What have we seen from Fresno? Fresno is very dependent on Orlando Robinson. He's averaging 28 points in all five of their postseason games, including their Mountain West games. And when you could put up that type of production, it definitely takes a lot of pressure off your supporting cast. And when we talk about freaking Whitaker and Isaiah Hill and even freaking Jordan Campbell, these are the guys that have to step up because as much as I want to talk about Deion Stroud or Anthony Holland, they just have not been the impact transfer players that I thought Orlando Robinson needed to get this team to the next level. Now, I understand full-heartedly why the line is this way. This is a Fresno team that has shown an ability to hit the three-point shot and do it quite efficiently, and they've been able to win games with incredible first half starts. How many times do we have to go over the fact that this Fresno team can regularly keep their opponent under 25 points in the first half? I feel like a broken fucking record talking about it. So instantly, the first thing that jumped out to me based off the numbers that I'm looking at would be that first half with Fresno. Because we've seen over and over again, regardless of the opponent, regardless of the location, Fresno's on ball defense and the way that they take away those driving lanes is the difference in this game. Like, let's not forget, Fresno is not an efficient free throw shooting team. They're not a high volume free throw shooting team. And against Coastal's defense, that's what you need. Coastal's going to take away that three-point shot. They're going to make it difficult to score inside, even though they may give you a lot more opportunities. The bottom line is, when you look at Coastal Carolina and you look at how this roster's formed, there is good size at key positions, at the point guard spot and at the 5 spot. With Mustafa being able to score inside and out and be able to make some very nice interior passes that lead to buckets, that's something that you can't really freaking deal with because Orlando Robinson has to be that much more active defensively. Now, if Orlando Robinson gets into foul trouble, that really is going to torpedo Fresno because they will become dependent on their jump shot. Now, if Coastal gets into any kind of foul trouble with Rudy Williams or Vince Cole, there's other avenues to travel. I think that this is one of the classic games, just like last night, where we see Fresno come out and do what they've done in 75% of their games this year, which is dominate in the first half and dominate defensively in the first half. And then I think that Coastal makes a comeback at home and wins this game and wins the championship outright.
Yeah, I think I like what you're talking here. I think that's an excellent matchup. I thought here, obviously with Orlando Robinson, the guy. I mean, this guy 20-10, but Mustafa's not bad. Max 13-9 all year. It should be a pretty good battle down low between them two. And you talked about it. It's really been the Williams show. And, I mean Cole as well, but especially here in these last few games, they both played well. And they got to hit jump shots because they're about it for Coastal, and especially they can get to the rim as well. Both these teams, yeah, not very good shooting. We know they both are slow pace. Fresno's fourth slowest in the country. I think Coastal, I can't remember what they were. I was looking up early, but they were slow as well. Both not great shooting teams, not that great from the free throw line. But is this real quick? Is this total, do you think, just too light? Here at 126.5, 127. Talk to me about the total a little bit.
Listen, I do think that when we look at the total, it's another spot once again where I'm going to go with what the numbers say. And the numbers say that this could be a 55 to 58 point first half. So that's where I'm more attracted at looking at. I think that with the elevated scoring that we've seen from Coastal Carolina, which is above 10 points from the first half to the second half, that makes a big difference to me. So, yes, they may have some turnover issues. They may not be the best free throw shooting team, but we're not talking about a team that is completely irresponsible with the basketball. They force more turnovers than they commit. They do have some free throw shooting issues, but Rudy Williams and Vince Cole are going to be ones at the free throw line, and I don't find any issue with that. They don't give up a ton of offensive rebounds, so you're not going to have a ton of extended opportunities. And with their ball facilitation, there's always 4 or 5 guys on the floor that can score for you. So just like last night, I think that I prefer first half under, full game over type deal. But if you want to get really off the thinking outside the box, Coastal Carolina first half team total under would probably be the ideal play.
Yeah, this game, I don't know where I want to go with it, Max. I do like the Fresno just a little bit first half. I think I just don't know how they're going to show up. Um, coming here. But let me get a shout out to the chat real quick. Real Deal Prime, what's up, Ron Lofton, Nunya, G Martinez, Lance LaRose, Ryan, what's going down? Banana and Grapes, great to see you. What's up, my man? Shout out to everyone who hit the like button, one of our last shows. Yeah, I think Robinson's key, stay out of foul trouble. I think this game is close. I don't really see a blowout. I just don't know. I think Fresno's the better team, but are they 3 points? Traveling cross country, Max. I'm not so sure. It's just not one that I'm loving to get to the window here. But I do like them first half a little bit uh, with Fresno, and Robinson's the key. I mean, you got to just feed him the rock. I think he should eat down low. And that Fresno defense, I think that kind of was lax. It's got to show up. I mean, this is a championship game. I think he'll be a lot better than it's kind of been in some of those games that went over. In their last five, they've also been decent as a road favorite, not a home favorite, laying 10 or more, but on the road, their last four, I think they're 3-0-1, so decent number as a road favorite with Fresno, laying the short number 3 here. All right, anything else you want to touch on here, Max, before we get to the Final Four?
Yeah, I just want to touch on the fact that you have to be aware of what the rebounding situation is going to be. I think that when you look at this Coastal Carolina team, they're going to be crashing the glass on all opportunities that they can get, but they're not going to give up a ton of those offensive rebounds. And I think that that makes a big difference. Now, 3-point defense is going to be key for them because, as I've said, Fresno has really found that 3-point shot. And as we've seen in these themed games, these championship games, these semifinal games, regardless of what the tournament is, guys do not lay down and accept the loss. They play till the last minute, and that involves a lot of scoring. So I do think that with two teams that went to the free throw line a combined 12 times between the two teams in their last game, we see more of it in the second half. But in the first half, I do think that there will be struggles to get the offense going. So just be aware and be able to live bet.
Alrighty, Max, let's get to the Final Four here. Let's talk these out. That will be going on tomorrow here. Villanova, Kansas. Kansas 4.5-point favorites. This total's right around 134. Now, this should be a good one. Obviously, I think with Moore out, it doesn't help. I think he's their second best player, not only offense but defensive wise on the perimeter. So they'll have really short bench. It's not that they had a deep one anyways. It looks like, Daniels would just come right in. But I think Nova will give them a game. Can Kansas run away late? I don't know. I do look at this total. I know it's light for Kansas, but I don't think Villanova wants to run up and down with Kansas. I wouldn't. Just with the team that they have right now. And they're obviously one of the slower teams, slower pace. I think they want the ball in Gillespie's hand, the right possessions, the right setup plays, picks, and all that. So I lean under here a little bit. I know one of these dogs is coming through. I just don't know which one. So I'm looking to the total here a little bit more. I lean under. What do you like, Nova, Kansas?
Listen, I like Nova. I'm Big East, all right? So while I talk shit about Villanova quite often to my friends and random freaking Reddit groups on multiple Discords, I think that this Villanova team, even though their coach uses hair fucking jizz from a horse as fucking sperm, excuse me, said that backwards. Sperm from a horse as hair gel. I still think that this Villanova team has the difference makers. Sorry, Connor. I just think that, like, when you look at Villanova, let's talk about this. Okay,
Yeah.
What does Justin Moore bring to the lineup? Very good on-ball defense, but everything else can be freaking distributed to other guys in the lineup. What did Caleb Daniels do at Tulane? What was he? A number one fucking scoring option. Now you want to give him more opportunities. Let's also not forget we take the worst free throw shooter out of the 4 guards or wing players that you're going to see in this game tomorrow. Now, I think that this is just being blown out of proportion. I think that while it's a big
Yeah,
loss, it's not a nail in the coffin. Jermaine Samuel is the one guy on this Villanova team that can break a guy down one-on-one and create his own shot. He doesn't need a
fact.
screen. He doesn't need an off-ball roller. He doesn't need any kind of freaking bullshit. He can just go out, clear the side out, and score the bucket. Now, that's what he's going to have to do. And Colin Gillespie, while he is going to attract a lot of double teams, it is imperative for him to not fall in love with the three-point shot. This is
Yeah,
not a
yeah,
three-point shooting team in Villanova. They need to go inside. They need to hit mid-range jumpers, and they need to focus on scoring the basketball because I think the defense is going to be there.
yeah.
I just don't. I'm nervous about their offense and their shot selection.
Yeah, I don't blame you. And Kansas right now, we talked about it. McCormick has big games. If he's double doubles type, they've been tough to beat. And Remy Martin, like we mentioned a show or two ago, he consistently keeps playing like he is. It's not going to be easy to beat Kansas. I did have a throw it out there. Just a thing. It means nothing now. Different teams, different year, Max. But Jay Wright with all that nice gel he has in his hair. He's 4-0 against Bill Self. So just a little
I
fact
I do think
there.
coaching matters, Connor. I think that when we do look at that coaching scheme versus another coach's scheme that wins, that is something that you should, in my opinion, take into consideration in your capping. I think that players are very interchangeable because they play roles within the offense. The offenses aren't designed for them in most cases. So I just think that the one thing that we keep on discounting is the fact that this team has multiple guys that have had very small roles that could come off and give you that big performance. Obviously, Bill Self has really wanted to go 7 or 8 man deep at most, but I look at Christian Braun. He is the difference maker there, as Saul as they
Yeah.
come from the free throw line and a 40-40 guy. So someone's going to score for this goddamn Kansas team. I think that Braun's the one that is the X factor for Kansas.
Yeah, he could be. And when he's had big games too, it's really helped him out. We'll see a lot of people saying, I say you get there, it's no matter what. Maybe an easier route. Kansas kind of low key to get to this Final Four than some other teams, but they're here, Max, and they're under the radar a little bit. But now they're in the spotlight with these four. Let's get to the next one. North Carolina, Duke. What else can you say? The big rivalry, 8 miles away, whatever it is. It's a short route. I saw the last 100 games they played. It's even between these teams. Usually they score a bunch of points. Both these teams are great offensively. They're long. They're athletic. Both got great. Williams, Vachero, Baycott, Love, all those. Manic. But both teams rely on the three. I thought Carolina's relied on it a little bit more, and they've hit it lately. So they need to hit their shots here to maybe cover this number. And I think the book put it here right at about 4. I thought it would have been 2.5, 2.5, but it is a 4. Tell me what you like, Carolina Duke.
Listen, I think that this is a Duke spot for me. I think that Duke is going to win this game. I think Duke's going to advance. I believe in the Coach K Cinderella. I'm getting behind it, and I think that where North Carolina is going to leave points on the court is going to be at the free throw line, and that's going to be at the 3-point line. Now, let's not kid ourselves. RJ Davis and Caleb Love have played some pretty fucking good basketball, especially from the 3-point line. But I think that that's where it comes to an end. I think that with this North Carolina team, they are going to have to run a lot of their offense through Brady Manick if they want to be successful. His intuition, his passing ability from either side of the low block is key to get those open jump shooters for North Carolina. I think that with Duke, the problem with that is Duke just has so much length that they can really take away those passing lanes. They can bring those double teams, but be able to really close out on those 3-point shooters. And I think that Wendell Green is the difference maker. Excuse me, Wendell Moore is the difference maker in this game. I think that when you look at how he's been able to put up those Tyrese Halliburton numbers, he quietly goes about his business and does it. He is as close to as perfect or clutch a free throw shooter as you can possibly ask for at this point in the tournament. And if Moore isn't getting the ball and he isn't getting that last touch, I do think that Duke will be losing. If you need a guy that is going to shut down a game and close it out for you, that's the motherfucker right there. So as much as I love AJ Griffin and Banchero and the numbers that they have when they're on the floor together, I think that if Wendell Moore doesn't have at least a fucking 20-point game, Duke doesn't have a chance. So we'll see how that works out.
Yeah. Talk to me a little bit about this total here at 151. I want to bring up just, we're going to be in the big Superdome there, the old Mercedes. I forget what it is now. What the hell is it now? Someone in the chat hit me up. What's the new name of the Mercedes Louisiana Superdome? These Final Fours with the big arena, some of the shot, the line, blah blah blah. What do you think about this total? Can this still get over? Will it maybe be low scoring early? What about the total at 151?
I would have loved to see this total open up at 155 and then go down to 151 because I would have faded the line movement. But with it opening up at 149 and going up to 151, I do think that it is the right move. And I think that where we do see a number that is tailored to betting an over, we do see a first half over in this game, probably having the best value to me, at least to start off. I think that while we do have the possibility of an overtime game, of an extended game with free throws and no team wanting to lay it down, I still think that the first half over will give us a very good indication of what type of game we're going to get. I find it very hard to see a situation where Duke goes on a 6-minute scoring drought and falls behind by 15 5 minutes into the game. I just don't see it.
Yeah, we'll see though. Some of these teams have gotten, both these teams can get blown out. Like they should be sharper with this. And Duke is really pissed after, Carolina went in there and just whipped Coach K's last game. They whipped their ass. They've been talking how focused they are here. So that's why I don't blame you here on Duke. But 4 is not going to be easy. It should be a good game. Okay, yeah, Caesars Superdome. Thanks for that, Nunya. Shout out to you with that. All right, Max. Anything else you want to touch on here, real quick, of the Final Four? If not, we'll get on out of here.
Well, I think that when it comes to the Final Four, I do want to say that you're probably going to get a lot of value taking some of these third options when it comes to player props. And I think that when we look at a guy like Caleb Daniels tomorrow, like, would it not kind of seem like normal for him to hit 3 threes in that game tomorrow? We're talking about Caleb Daniels and Christian Braun, who are both very capable 3-point shooters, who are both very good spot 3-point shooters, and both guys that can shoot in a catch and shoot situation and coming off a screen. I think that playing a little plus money in those two circumstances could be worth a shot if you're up right now. And with Caleb Daniels at over 2.5 3-point shots and Christian Braun over 1.5, you need outliers to win Final Four games, and that could be the ones that show up.
Yeah, here I wanted to get to this 1 second, Max. This is my fault. I'm sorry. I'm gonna post this ones I want on Twitter because I am going to do some props. Because listen, just because it's the Final Four doesn't mean you have to bet this game. Doesn't mean you have to bet it bigger than anything else. It's like these people do this shit all the time. It's just another game. If you don't like it, pass. But in this situation, you can look at like props. Look at me last night. With that game was tough for me, Max. I went with Jackson with the props, and I'm going to look at that a little bit more. I will put that on Twitter if I'm on any of these guys' props, like you talked about, maybe threes or points, over or under. I'm going to look into those a little bit more. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll also say this: Colin Gillespie over 3.5 assists seems like a pretty obtainable number for him, considering how much the ball is going to be in his
In his
hand.
hands, yeah.
And Eric Dixon could be the benefactor of a lot of those assists, only needing 9 points with a guy who, when he decides to hit a three, hits over 60% of them, even in a small sample size.
True. So take a look at that. I'll post what I do play. I think I will have a player too. I'm gonna run through them again, because I'm not gonna go probably crazy heavy on these games. That's just how it is. Shout out to my guy Nasty Nate. Hope you're feeling better, my man. I had a great time San Antonio last night. Jimmy Gomez, what up? What up? Good to see you, my man. Nunya, hey, I'll throw this to Max, but do not watch women's basketball, so I couldn't give you any word, even a quick word on the women's Final
I got
Four.
nothing either.
Yeah, I mean, try to look around to find someone that's. I haven't. I'm so into men's college basketball that for me to catch a little bit on ESPN or something is pretty big, but I have no idea for you, Bryn, man. So yeah, I don't even know who's in it. I do know UConn's not doing as well. Max should know that
Don't be
though.
talking
That
about
little bit of
Bucher's team like that. Aaliyah Edwards,
a little bit of down
Toronto.
year this year for women's basketball for the Huskies.
No. UConn is just fine. Paige was out for a little while. Aaliyah Edwards fucking stepped up. UConn knows to fucking recruit in Toronto because we got some badass bitches that play ball. But I will say this: they can't dunk, so I won't watch.
That is true. They do not dunk. But I do know
basketball. Sorry,
this is true. But yeah, Nunya, when we get to WNBA, guys like Ski, I know that, and a few other guys we know are really good at WNBA, but I'm not big on that either. What up, Real Deal Prime? The grinder selling heat pumps all over Canada, flying his flag there. Ron Lofton, great to see you. UNLV 94, what up? My man. Thanks for joining us. This is the end. I'm going to tweet that stuff out, Max. I'm going to dig into the props a little bit more. Sorry I wasn't just all over that and had that here all ready to go. But I'm going to tonight what I want to pull a trigger on a few plays. So I'll post those. We're out again, producer. You know the commercials, though. You know to go to Manscaped. Get it. 20% off promo code PubSports. Go to Bitcoin. Use promo code PubSports. You put 1,000, they'll match you with it. Use the Bitcoin. And last, go to Southtown 101 if you're in San Antonio. I was just there. Had a great time. You should have heard Babano on the mic. It was unbelievable. Ask Nate.
Conor, don't forget, tonight is the 10-year anniversary of Southtown 101. So if you are in the San Antonio area, get your fucking best fucking jeans on and get the fuck over there and have yourself a burger and chicken sandwich because they've been around for 10 years and hopefully 10 more.
Yes. Get your best jeans, cowboy boots, your shirt, your plaid shirt, and get rocking down there in San Antonio. All right. Shout out to everyone in the chat. We appreciate you. I know that's just a few games. These aren't as long as normal, the regular year. It's getting to the very end. This is it, Max. This should be fun. Max and I will be back. Maybe Van will even join. I don't know. We're going to do one last video for the championship game. I can't wait. We will break that down from every angle. From that props, we'll be all ready to go with that final one. We will probably do it Monday morning. I don't know, or Saturday or Sunday night, whatever. Whenever we'll let you know. We'll put it out on Twitter. But we'll have one more left in us. It's been a good year. But first, Max, give them a bet for these 3 games we talked about here as a best bet, brother.
Yeah, I think that when it comes down to it, the easiest way to approach this game is to anticipate that Fresno gets off to a good first half, with the number being 58.5 or 59 on the first half. It's right on the fringe. So let's just ride with Fresno State first half -1.5, -108.
Okay. I like that. Excellent. All righty. I'm going to tomorrow. I think they got to keep it slow, and they might cover that game, but I'm on the under. Kansas Nova 134. Nova can't get up and down with them. If they do, they have a real problem. And if they shoot it well, I'm going to be screwed. But with the big Superdome there, I'll take the under in that game. And I'm going to post my props like I talked about. I will go through those. I'll have a couple. I'll post them on Twitter. But shout out to everyone in here. Thank you so much for joining us and being here all year in NCAA Net Profit. We're getting down to the end. I'm hopefully getting over my sickness. I'm feeling a little bit better. But Nunya, Nasty Nate, Ron Lofton, really, Brian Warner, what up? Jake, how you doing, my man? YouTube everything. G Martinez, Cheshire Cat, how's it going? AJN, shout out to everyone in the chat. Hit the like button on the way out of here. Any last words, Max, for the chat here today before we dip?
Yeah, listen, it's summertime. Hopefully the COVID is gone. Get your freaking boosters or whatever, and go to your local strip clubs. Support your ladies of the night. They are dancing in those clubs. They need our money. They need to afford new expensive panties from Victoria's Secret, and we're the ones that got to supply it. So keep it correct. And if you're in the Vaughan area, fucking come see me at Club Pro.
Boom, you heard it from the man. No words can be. There was a few donated a few ladies in the San Antonio area, strippers that got good money from a bunch of us down there this last weekend. So definitely support your local strippers, as Max always says. But shout out to everyone. He's the great Maxwell Smart. I'm Conor Mack. We're out of here. We be pumping!